Well, a man has been arrested in connection to a fatal shooting during a Cinco de Mayo celebration in Statesboro. 22-year-old Andrew White was taken into custody yesterday by the United States Marshal Service. White charged with murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. He's now accused of killing 31-year-old Gregory Johnson Jr. and injuring a woman near the Azul Tex-Mex restaurant on May 5th. Interim Police Chief Jared Akins says they were able to track down White thanks to a tip, and he was a lot closer to home than some might expect.
We received some information through another agency. A tip came in from a citizen that Mr. White was actually located in a particular apartment complex here on Packet House Road in Statesboro. And that's not something that's unusual. Fugitives tend to flee a good distance or run for a good little while, but occasionally will come back home and be somewhat closer to family and friends.
Now, anyone with information concerning this incident should contact Senior Detective Short at the numbers shown on your screen, or you can submit an anonymous tip through the department's website. Well, officials say 2 people were killed in a house fire yesterday in Bluffton. It's a story we first brought to you as breaking news at 6. Now we're told a 71-year-old woman and 73-year-old man both suffered smoke inhalation. The woman died at the scene. The man later died at the hospital. The cause of this fire still under investigation, but neighbors do tell us they saw what looked like a lightning strike in the area just before the fire. Well, WSAV is your local election headquarters, and the race for U.S. Senate in South Carolina now officially turning to the general election in November. This comes after interim Senator Darlene Graham won yesterday's special Republican primary runoff. Now, overall, more people came out to vote in this runoff, 369,000 to 335 the last time, than in primary just 2 weeks ago. Many of those spurred on by President Trump's visit to Myrtle Beach to stump for Darlene Graham. And that helped Graham to a 193,000 to 175,000 margin over Representative Ralph Norman. Now, breaking down more of the numbers from last night, especially in our area, it showed that Darlene Graham was strong in the Lowcountry. And while Hampton County did not have a great showing, Graham did win 70% of the small amount of votes there. And Jasper County, in that case, looked about the same. We're talking about 71% to 29% in this case for Norman. Beaufort County, more than 14,000 people came out to vote. Graham holding a very strong 65% to 35% advantage there. The biggest margin probably won her this race, though. Horry County, where she walked away with 76% of the votes there, more than 26,000 in all. Horry County also happens to be the home of Myrtle Beach, where the Trump rally took place. Senator Graham addressed her supporters last night in Columbia following that big win. She's got a lot to say about taking her late brother's place in the Senate and on the ballot.
I'm still feeling grief, heartache, and immense gratitude. So thank you all again. During the past several weeks, I've been amazed at the number of people Lindsey personally impacted and the legacy he left behind. Our state and nation are much better and safer because of him. Thank you, Lindsey, for your service to South Carolina and to this country. It's just not the same without you here.
And Ralph Norman, who's been in Congress since 2017, now out of politics. He said more than $8 million was spent against him in this race, and his money came from political leaders in South Carolina and his own war chest. He was disappointed that President Trump did not support him in this runoff, but does vow to move on and move ahead.
I hate it for the state. I really hate it for the state. I don't hate it for me. I don't hate it for the family. We're going to be fine. But we did this for service. I will support her as Darlene as best I can.
Same time, Democratic nominee Dr. Annie Andrews continued to campaign across the state. She says she's running to fight for South Carolina families and children she believes have been left behind by Washington politicians. She also adds that Graham and Norman have only highlighted that disconnect during this runoff.
Watched them over the past couple of weeks really nationalize this race, competing for Donald Trump's attention, while I've been all across the state of South Carolina competing for the votes of South Carolinians, trying to earn folks' votes while I talk about gas prices and grocery prices and our broken healthcare system.
Well, you can stay up to date on all the political happenings, both South Carolina and Georgia, as the countdown continues to the midterm elections. You can do that anytime on our website by visiting wsav.com/electionhq. Well, it's a 4-county judicial circuit in the Coastal Empire, and it's got a new district attorney after an unexpected death. WSV's Evan Smoke has more on the new chief prosecutor for Bullock, Effingham, Jenkins, and Screven County.
Wednesday marks 2 weeks on the job for new Ogeechee Judicial Circuit District Attorney Catherine Sumner, who steps into the role after the death of former DA Robert Busby. Sumner returns to the DA's office, where she served as an assistant district attorney for 6 years until 2020. For the last 6 years, she served as the Bullock County Solicitor General. Earlier this month, Sumner was appointed to the vacancy left by Busby's death by Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. She tells WSAV she plans to bring the same energy she has always had to her new role.
My philosophy has always been to seek the truth first and justice will follow. I am a tough prosecutor. I have a reputation of that. I am tough on crime and specifically violent crime, and I am an avid supporter of our law enforcement community. That has been one of the joys of my life, being to serve in that capacity, and I'm honored to be back here doing that.
Sumner's old job, Bullock County Solicitor General, will also be filled by governor's appointment. Currently, her former chief assistant is serving on an interim basis. Reporting in Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Well, the tributes continue to pour in for the late Dolly Parton. We actually spotted this sign on Fraser's Flowers and Gifts in Statesboro. It's reading, "We will always love you, Dolly." President Trump has also ordered flags fly at half-staff for the next week in honor of the late country singer. She passed away on Tuesday at the age of 80. And more than 50 years ago, Dolly Parton actually took the stage at Savannah Civic Center. Now, as that building is set to be demolished, one local family holding on to a very special piece of its history. Chatham County Commissioner Tanya Milton says her late brother Artie had a tradition of painting portraits for celebrities who came through Savannah. When Dolly Parton came to town, he wanted to do the same. So Milton says she helped get her brother backstage where he presented the painting to Dolly Parton.
It was just it was like they had been friends for a while. She actually autographed the painting that he did, and it says, "To Artie, much love, Dolly. Good wishes, best wishes."
Well, as you saw, Milton still has that painting today. She says knowing those memories happened inside the Civic Center actually makes the building's upcoming demolition a little bit more meaningful. And Dolly's impact also being felt in Evans County, one local school remembering her today and the impact she made on the county as a whole. WSV's Jillian Coles brings us their memory.
For years in the 70s and into the early 80s, country music stars would perform here at Pinewood Christian Academy, fundraising for the school. Twice in the 70s, Dolly Parton put her special sparkle on this very stage. It was a series of 17 sold-out concerts known as the Pinewood Country Western Shows. Icons like Hank William Jr., Porter Walker, and Barbara Mendrell all performing to help the new Pinewood Elementary School establish itself. But in 1972 and 75, Dolly Parton's timeless glamour and voice left a lasting impression on the mission.
Just a lot of energy, and with her just getting started, you can imagine how energetic she was in her performance. And it actually enabled the school to get a firm footing. The funds that were raised through the concert and all, we were able to put to good use to build the school to what it is here today.
Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
And even more sad news now, actor Tim Curry has passed away. He actually rose to fame in the iconic role of Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Curry, a prolific character actor, often taking the role of very colorful villains. Some of his big roles include Home Alone 2, Clue, and Pennywise in the 1990 adaptation of Stephen King's It. Curry suffered a stroke in 2012 that actually put him in a wheelchair. According to his longtime manager and friend, he passed away today at his home in Los Angeles. There is no word on a cause.